Hello, and this is the Political Minute. Just bringing a quick thing on here. Robinhood, everything else, all of it is deeper than it could be. Just insane what there is happening. Yes, happy there are the little guys in this. Do I think that Robinhood or anything else is the devil with GameStop or anything else that they could be doing? AMC? No. But do I think that I know something that's happening here? Do I think that I know that there is something more strategic in this? Do I think that I know, like how people are supporting Bitcoin with some of these lock safety boxes that I know about from, let's just say 1996, give or take. Bitcoin can never go down to zero. Therefore, there's always some amount of bit left somewhere in the world locked at a landfill. GameStop and AMC, American Movie Classics, all these things are major Trump situations. They are major Trump plays because they are American and American owned and American financed and everything else. Now, in looking at this, do I think Trump's necessarily in on it? No. Do I think that there's some retrumplicans in on this, since they've been called that on CNN? Most definitely. Do I think that it is got some of these Nazi war criminals that's never really been reformed or constructed and sent back, and they're all cheering 75 year or chanting it? Yeah. Do I think that they should have the right to do that? Well, in a way, it's kind of like Abusiet. In the area that Abusiet is, any one of these Nazi groups that can get out goes over to South Philippines, in the area where even the president's taken up and marched in and taken out some of them in the raids. Actually participated in it. I mean, this guy's saddled up, and it's like he's actually taken them completely out. Not like executions or something else. It's like, they could have shot him like any other person going in there in the raid. These people made millions and millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars on American Airlines and everything else because you can bet against them in the Philippines and you make the money. This is the exact same situation backwards. You can say, well, it's in the USA. The USA is such a great place. Everything else is capitalism. The little guys are getting there. Well, there was a lot of little guys that had nothing to do with Abusiet that made a hell of a lot of money on that. They went in there. They got all their stuff together. The village heard this. The village heard that from these people that, ride in on their bikes or whatever it is. So they took, the equivalency of like probably $50 American for a village of 200 people that had like a fried chicken shack out on the main road where the guys were talking at, and it's like, are you not going to put that in there so that you can not have to deal with some said person's business? And irregardless of anything, all that you know is that there's going to be something that's going to happen. Probably nothing. Probably just that, American Airlines had a bunch of their flights grounded. Maybe they don't even have a television, but they know that they've got a brother or cousin that can make a thing for them 2 villages away, and, they just go, can we put this in there and put it in there for this week or something else, and they come back with $5,000 US. Everybody gets their money back, and the village gets to have whatever you could think of, basically that type of money. Do you necessarily want to blame that village? I mean, they came in there and they said that everything was considered good. They don't know anything else other than that something major is going to happen with that. They could have been aeronautical officials. They could have been people that were so inside that it's like, we're going to be able to shut them down with sanctions or something else like that. Okay, that being said, there have been some people around here that it's like, this is what we all were doing whenever we were there, because we got to have a place and we actually visited everything. And this is 2 days after the main thing happened. And they actually put through in some way, I really wish I could be more descriptive over it, a little cell phone cam. And I know nowadays you can chop and splice and have everything out there and put yourself in the area where somebody is on their CNBC. And it's like, I could be right where Bob Pisani's at, and nobody really even knows the difference. But they're jumping up and down, and they're from this one family, and it's like, we'll use the same thing, Scotty. The guy with the power over every single telecommunications beam out there. This is a little bit interesting in the fact that it can make so much money really quickly, and if you have a dual network, as it falls, you can make so much money really, really quickly over in the Philippines or something else, and then transport everything through German banks that we're really good with. Like, I know a couple of guys that have their family members that they basically abandoned over in the Philippines. And then they just kind of, sometimes they'll find out where it is and be like, this is one of my bank accounts that's there, and have an investigation and be like, they're stealing this stuff. And there are a bunch of people on the internet that are kind of like, internet strippers. And then it just has the whole thing out there where they can't really do anything to them there, but they can confiscate the funds and put it in the German area for the bank and then send it over to the USA. So this is like a banking international network. Now everyone's going to start screaming that you have to have proof over it, when I can say that I've sat with people since middle school. I'm 40 years old now, and say I've seen this, listened to it, watched them bring the cash in afterwards and everything else, and I'm just going, I don't think anybody's able to ride the telecommunication waves anymore. But this stuff is absolutely probably just bullshit as far as what most people look at. Even though there's a lot of people that do benefit from this. And I think that there should be something else more than just saying, well, people can go out there and mess with the big hedge funds. You're supposed to. This is America. If the hedge funds were actually able to do their stuff and be big, strong, and capable, that means also being nimble. They need to do this. They need to be able to handle with this, because little people do need to make their own money. People who don't want to be with the establishment are capable of making their money and moving up. Now, is there a bad, nefarious element for this? Yes. Is there necessarily that it's Donald Trump and his group, and it's like he won't even have to crack the bank with a lot of the political situations that they'll have or anything else? Could be. Could I say that it's the people that they go, they don't really represent me? I said they should all march to the Capitol and peacefully protest. Make sure their voices are heard. Yeah. And then they go, well, we can take advantage of the situation. Do I know something else that's a little bit more that I'm going to put on here later tonight? I'm going to do the conspiracy theory of conspiracy theories and try and show where it comes up on both sides of the party. and gives itself to each one. And everything that I've done here has been put on the news. It has been put on. There is maybe some local stuff or something else like that, but it's all been reported. And what I'll be putting on here later tonight, and you can say that, Colin, God, you're such a pussy, just not doing whatever it is out there, putting it on. No, I'm being honest. I'm going to put it on, and I don't care if it takes 40 minutes to do YouTube here. I hope everybody's well and safe, and I hope that it's just people making money. Seriously, I really do. I hope that it's just people making money. And we'll all be better off, and there'll be a couple of new millionaires to add to the list of everything on their way to being a billionaire. But just saying, here's the caution that should be looked at on GameStop and everything. Colin Dawson with the Political Minute. Like and subscribe. Stay safe out there.